This is Sam from Unidale, and you're tuning into another edition of the Sam I Analyze Show. Folks, Zach Wilson has been officially benched. Again, let's analyze. Zach Wilson, the New York Jets' second round pick, is possibly seeing his last days with the Jets. With an 11 and his record actually is 11-20. And I mean, the Jets got tattooed yesterday in a game that they really needed to have. Zach looked lost, and quite honestly, Zach is not him. A lot of Jet fans have wanted him out for a minute. His coach didn't have his back. What was it, last week or the week before, when they asked him, why hasn't he benched him? And he said he pleaded the fifth. I mean, look, this is a results-driven business, and I mean, just in general. And he has not handled his business. Now, is it fair? Is it fair? I've been a defender of Zach this year. I'm like, the offensive line is in shambles. The offensive line is in shambles. They lost Big Bag Becton, and I'm like, and I'm like, what was it, a knee? I'm like, the whole line is in shambles, right? And it's not fair to him, but you've got to figure it out. Is what people want to say. And look, listen, Robert Saleh, what was he supposed to do at this point, right? With an overall record, by the way, Saleh is, and I'm sorry, yes, Robert Saleh is 15-29. Actually, he's now 15-30. I'm sorry. 15-30, and Zach is 11-20. So something had to give. Something had to give. And Tim Boyle, Trevor Siemian, ooh, those guys are they're gonna make a difference. No, they're not. Because quite honestly, this is a whole organizational problem. Okay? And it starts from the top. I blame a lot of this on Joe Douglas. He's done well with the draft and everything. But the Jets kind of messed up when they let Aaron Rodgers run the free agency, right? When you got Alan Lazard here, Randall Cobb, come on, man. Really? You couldn't have made Randall Cobb a Gatorade guy on the bench and not actually brought him on here? To the point where guys like McCole Hardeman, who's a young guy, speedster, who you could have played on the other side of Garrett Wilson, but they never did. They never did. But they want to make Zach Wilson out to be the fall guy. He's not perfect. And I give Saleh a lot of credit. He gets the quote of the day when he said, like I said, it's not all on him. But there are things that he needs to be better at. That's what Robert Saleh said, who claimed recently that that would be lazy to single out Wilson for the many ills on the offense. Folks, it's a fact. This is not all on Zach Wilson. And Jet fans, like, I'm sitting there, I'm like, what are you talking about? Why? It's not all on him. You act like the Jets have Jerry Rice on the other side of Garrett Wilson. Let's go. You act like they've got A.J. Brown on the other side. They don't. That's on Joe Douglas. He's got to, and Aaron Rodgers, my bad for bringing over my boys and not treating this as if, this was a football team. You brought over your boys who are washed and quite honestly are no good. And, well, kind of like when the Knicks had Phil Jackson. You want to run the triangle? Then why don't you coach it? kind of like the same thing. When Aaron Rodgers got hurt, these two guys were relegated to Garbaggio. I mean, they kind of are basura. They are garbage, but whatever. It is what it is. But now it's the Tim Boyle and Trevor Siemian era. Not impressed. And for those of you, wait. Aaron Rodgers, he's in the hyperbolic chambers 24 hours a day. And he is going to come back in a few days. Stop it. You know, the Jet season is pretty much done. And as a Jet fan, and a lot of you are not going to like this, but guess what? They're not going to beat South Beach. They're not going to beat the Dolphins. No, they're not. The defense, the Jets had to make this move because the defense was pretty much done. And they pretty much waved the white flag last night, and basically the Jets had no choice. Robert Saleh had no choice but to make this change. You know, Hackett, again, for not trying to adjust the offense to what Zach does well. You know, I feel like it's, you know, there's so much blame to go around. But I think his career is done as a Jet. I think it is. But then again, you never know once Aaron Rodgers comes back what they decide. But the Jets did drop the ball in not getting a credible backup for Aaron Rodgers. I mean, nobody could have imagined that Aaron Rodgers would be out in the first four plays it was. But come on now. Come on. But it is what it is. You know, this is the blame game. Zach Wilson, I give him so much respect. For, you know, standing up in the fire. For, you know, this is not all on him. He said when things aren't getting done, change has to be made. And I understand that. Zach, man, kudos to you for taking the high road and for continuing to keep your head up high, man. Seriously. Because this is not all on him. Vera Tucker out with an injury. Becton, we're gonna see if he, you know, what happens with it. The whole line is in shambles, but yet, he's got to figure it out. He's got to make it happen. See, I don't see it, man. Like I said, you know, I've used this before. It's like you want a PB&J, but there's nothing but cold cuts in the fridge. So what do you want the chef to make, man? There's no PB&J. There's no the wide receivers were suspect. I still don't understand that. Randall Cobb and Alan Lazard. Come on, man. That was horrible. You got your boys paid, Aaron Rodgers, but they had no business on this team. You know, the Jets should have kept, honestly, they should have kept Elijah Moore. The Jets need a slot receiver and all of this stuff and a young guy, and you had him. You got rid of him because he threw a little bit of a temper tantrum. Maybe it was more. I don't know. But you could have kept Elijah Moore with Garrett Wilson. You know, talent. But I think that was a mistake. If not, you should have played McCole Hardeman. I mean, I don't know. That's on Hackett. I don't know what's going on with there, but the blame goes all around. This move, Tim Boyle, Trevor Siemian, whatever. Now, as we close with our By the Way segment, the Broncos' Kareem Jackson is suspended 4 games for channeling his inner Vontaze Burfict with his hit on Joshua Dobbs. I mean, come on now. This is not the football league of yesteryear. You can't be hitting people like that, but you know, hopefully this 4-game suspension where he stems to lose just under $600,000 in 4 games, which is pretty steep. I'd like to thank everyone for tuning in, folks. I am on Facebook at Sam I Analyze. I am on the platform now known as formerly known as Le Twitter, at SamiAnalyze. Please like, subscribe, folks, and you see that notification bell to the right. Please click on that. That will let you know the next time I drop another video. Thank you for tuning in. And as always, à tout à l'heure.